If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or any cheap PC games, use the referral link in the description. It will take you over to g2a.com. They already have a discount on most of their goods, and if you use the code CHES at checkout, you can get yourself an extra 3% off as well. Hey guys, how's it going? Ches back again and welcome to episode number 27 of the Wolfsburg career mode here on FIFA 16. This is the start of the brand new season, number 2. We obviously yesterday had a look at some transfer targets. This video has been recorded ahead of time, so I obviously need to make sure that I have enough videos planned out in advance. So I will be taking your transfer suggestions from yesterday and be acting on those in the next episode tomorrow, as well as obviously the transfer suggestions that were given in the previous episode on Friday as well, or no, Wednesday, as well, in the season roundup. But as you can see, we take the lead here in our first game in the pre-season invitational tournament. We're playing Sydney FC in the first game, then we've got Melbourne City in the second. We did manage to, get the best possible group from this pre-season invitational, and then we've got I think it's Al Ittihad in the third and final game. Obviously, in the other half of the draw, there are sides like Juventus and Ajax, so we definitely were able to get the easier side of the half of the draw, definitely, without any shadow of doubt, the best part of the group. And as you can see, we're about to make it 2-0, or at least we've got a penalty to make it 2-0, and it kind of ruined the fact that Ricardo Rodriguez is going to bury this. We've just made it 2-0, thanks to the penalty from Ricardo Rodriguez. So our top goal scorer, or only goal scorer so far in pre-season, is my left back. Although, obviously, one of them being from the penalty spot doesn't mean too much. And obviously, with it being pre-season as well and the new rules this year, just matching real life for the first time ever, you can now have unlimited transfers in pre-season friendlies. So taking advantage of that and making a couple there. Obviously, unfortunately, you can still only have a maximum of 7 available to you on the bench, rather than all of your reserves as well. So you can't, it's not 100% realistic, because obviously you see sides in pre-season in real life completely changing the entire 11 from half to half. You can't necessarily do that just yet on FIFA 16, but maybe for FIFA 17 they'll extend it even more and we'll get an even more realistic depiction of pre-season. But it is nice that they've added in these pre-season tournaments, because we do have a decent budget, but any extra money is always handy. We are getting a couple of offers in for our players. Did mention in yesterday's episode which players we were looking to move out, one of which, well, to be fair, we've been looking to move out Dante for about 6 months or so, one of which is Dante, 32 years old, 83 rated centre-back, obviously very unhappy right now, which is understandable. He doesn't play for me, want to move him on. And Real Madrid, weirdly, I wouldn't have expected them to be the side to come in, but Real Madrid come in with an offer of 9.5 when he's valued at 10, so I've tried to ask for 15 just to get a little bit more out of them if we possibly can. If it had been almost any other side, I wouldn't have asked for that much more money, but with it being Real Madrid, they have a lot of money to spend, so why not try and get as much out of them as you possibly can? So we asked for 15. We head into this second friendly then against Melbourne City, as we previously mentioned, having a couple of early chances through Julian Draxler. Comes very close with that second one. The first one was deflected and went well wide, but that one was only a whisker shy of that far post. Now, I'm not sure what the other results were in the group. I'm not sure how Melbourne City got on against Al Ittihad, but they are going to have a wonderful chance here to take the lead, and they are going to take the lead on the half-hour mark. The guy's name is MOOY, so I don't know whether that's Mui or Moy. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it doesn't matter how you pronounce his name. That is a wonderful shot to give them a 1-0 lead. That put me on the back foot. Wasn't expecting to go behind against Melbourne City, to be completely honest, and we almost went 2-0 behind. They got very, very sweaty there, squaring that backwards, although you can kind of understand why they did that. But fortunately for me, they weren't able to get themselves 2-0 in front there. We play this free kick short. It ends up with it finding its way to Nabil Fekir here on the edge of the box, and that is just as impressive a finish as the shot from Moy in the first half. Obviously, the one in the first half from Melbourne City was first time, and it flew kind of arrowed into that bottom corner, whereas this one was more whipped. You see from the replay, there's a defender just in front of Fekir when he eventually gets the ball, and he just uses him to bend the ball around. You can see just there's a defender right in front of him. He just bends it around him into that bottom corner. It's a really nice finish from Fekir, and obviously we are looking for an out-and-out goal scorer this year, whereas last year we didn't have that many people that were on the score sheet on a regular basis. Virinha, though, is on the transfer list, looking to sell him on, but showing good dribbling feet there, actually, to create an opportunity. Unfortunately, Asways can't take advantage of, with that one being well blocked. But obviously, 2 wins from 2 would be preferable here in this pre-season tournament, would, relieve the pressure for the third game in the group stage against Al Ittihad. But Asways is having another chance here in the box into Gabbiadini, and unfortunately, a good save by the goalkeeper down low at his left-hand side to give us, well, a 1-1 draw in this second game. We said a win would be preferable. We don't get the win, so we have to pick ourselves up and go and get a win against Al Ittihad if we want to cement first place in this competition. They didn't want to give me £15 million, Real, but maybe they'll give me 12.5. We'll try. If not, I am more than happy to accept the 9.5. I just obviously would like to get as much money as I possibly can. But Al Ittihad are the final team that we're going to play. They actually won their first 2 games. So I remember now having a look at the group stage before we went into this game. We were on 4 points and Al Ittihad were on 6. So it was important. Well, not necessarily important because the other group is full of 4 very strong sides, so it doesn't really matter who we come up against, whether we come top of the group or second in the group. But obviously for ego and confidence, it'd be nice to come top of the table if we possibly can, but we would have to get a victory here to ensure that, and we are going to get ourselves a penalty there thanks to the free kick being won by Hakan Çalhanoğlu. We missed quite a few players for the first 2 friendlies because of Euro 2016. Obviously we're in the second season now, and I had a handful of first team players that were out at that competition. We had them back for this third friendly, so Çalhanoğlu took his place at cam for this particular game. Max Kruse was back in the starting lineup as well after being in Germany for that, or with Germany at Euro 2016 in France. Then Çalhanoğlu, after winning the penalty, then hits the post with a free kick, and then Naldo just slashes at that one. Would have been a great shot if he'd buried it in the top corner, but unfortunately it didn't go anywhere near that top corner. And weirdly, Naldo doesn't, his player face looks nothing like him. But anyway, Hakan Çalhanoğlu in the box. He's been determined to score. He won a penalty, hits the post from a free kick, finally gets himself on the score sheet, and in quite nice fashion as well. Lovely little bit of skill to get past the defender. You'll see from the replay. Just it's not my favourite of those 2 animations. You get that one there, and then there's the other one where they kind of back heel it onto the front of their back foot. I prefer that animation. It's more of a solid animation. You get further away from the opponent, but still, Çalhanoğlu managed to work the opportunity very well indeed, and we'll take it. This one was offside in the end, but Namazi with a poor shot anyway. Even if it had got it into the back of the net, it wouldn't have counted. And we got another free kick. By this point, I'd taken Çalhanoğlu off because his stamina's really poor. I'm going to actually try and train Çalhanoğlu and improve his stamina if I possibly can. Gave the free kick to Corentin Tolisso, and he buried it in the back of the net instead. So 3-0 was the final score. So we do finish top of our pre-season invitational tournament group, and we actually have Juventus next in the semi-final. So that's going to be a very difficult game and the biggest test so far, obviously, having played 3 minnows. But Xherdan Shaqiri was one of the players we looked at yesterday. We get a scout report of him back here, although obviously he's not going to be very high up my list because we already have so many players in those positions, or the positions that he plays, both out wide in midfield and at cam. We just got too many players in those positions already, but I put Shaqiri on the list just in case we get a tasty offer for someone that I might be willing to let go. Tolisso's unhappy at the moment. He said he wants more first team football, but I was just rotating my first team because of obviously the close nature of the fixtures during pre-season. So that's the reason why he hasn't been getting as much first team football as he might want to in this pre-season. But I'm sure he'll be on the starting lineup, or in the starting lineup for the game against Juventus, and we will try our best to win that. That game will obviously be in tomorrow's episode, so I will start going out of my way to try and make transfers in the next episode and start throwing around some bids. Today, obviously, like I say, this one was recorded ahead of time, so we've just had some transfers in for our own players, notably Dante, as we're trying to move on. And hopefully, in tomorrow's episode, we will move him on, but I don't know yet because I've not recorded it. Thank you very much for watching though, guys. Drop this video a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't already. Like I say, continue to give me loads of transfer suggestions in the comment section down below, and I will look into them over the upcoming episodes, but for now, I'll see you next time.